Hi, I'm Abiso David West.
Hi, my name is Haley Atwood.
Hi, my name is Asia Red.
To me, Black excellence is whenever I see someone who looks like me making their way in the world, breaking barriers, and doing things that inspire other Black people to be great as well. So an example would be Shaquille O'Neal, the professional basketball player. Shaq provided underprivileged children the opportunities to buy basketball shoes because he made his own brand and sold them at stores like Walmart so kids could easily be able to afford shoes and, go along in their basketball journey. And so that's really inspiring, and that's what I think Black excellence is all about.
So to me, Black excellence means paving the way in areas that are not diverse, areas such as judges, lawyers, politicians. I feel like in society, African Americans are seen to be the athletes, like rappers, and I feel like, when you see a Black judge, when you see like a Black pilot, everyone is surprised by that. And it's 2023, and I think that, Black excellence is paving the way for other Black people to join those areas.
I kind of want to piggyback off of that too, because I feel like Black excellence, instead of just being an individual thing, it always succeeds over that. So it's community, like we all win, not just that one person. I feel like that kind of is not really shown in other communities either. Like it's usually like, oh, it's someone like this, like white woman, she won something in a category, then just like, oh yay, praise her. Whenever like someone Black wins, it's like, oh, we all won. We're all jumping up and down, praising her, him. And so I feel like it's just a really like beautiful thing, honestly, like seeing like, oh, this one person, they became like the first Black doctor at our hospital. Oh, all Black people are now like the first president of the hospital, honestly. That's just how I view it. So I think my role model would be Michelle Obama, just because she doesn't just like one day she was her first lady, like she still worked to her way to get there. She was a lawyer at first. That's where she met Barack. She almost gave up her career, honestly, so Barack could pursue his presidency and become senator. So senator and then presidency. And she still raised like her two girls, and she's still active in the community like today. Like you still see her face everywhere. And even through all the prejudice that she faced when she became the first Black first lady of the White House, you see that she didn't wear her box braids just so she could fit in with the white politicians that were there as well. And she still was poised. She kept her head high. Even she came up with the phrase, I was like, when they go low, you go high. Do I follow that? No. However, she inspires me to try to do that. So that's all I got. Hey, I gotta be honest.
Yeah. So someone that I would say like is my role model is Barbara Jordan, and Barbara Jordan was the first African American senator elected in Texas. And to me, that is very inspiring because she grew up in times where segregation was around. It was a lot of there's a lot of racism. And, in a southern state like Texas, she went to law school, she was educated, she was something that other people have, quote unquote, never seen before. And so for her to persevere, get through 4 years of undergrad, go to law school, and then run and become a politician, I think is something that was unheard of. And it definitely paved the way for other people to pursue areas, not only Black women, but women in general, to pursue careers in politics. Ann Richards was our governor after that, so I think that she definitely paved the way for other women to succeed in politics in the state of Texas.
So somebody who inspires me would be Serena Williams, because not only is she an amazing athlete, she's also an advocate for equality. Everybody knows that tennis lacks diversity and there's not that many Black people on the playing field, and Serena Williams honestly came from the lowest of lows, going to a white neighborhood to practice tennis and with her dad and fighting for that spot to be seen and be a good Black woman athlete. And she's done that and become one of the best female athletes in the world, being one of the best paid athletes as well. And I just think that it shows that even if society sees you as coming from nothing, you can always make your way in the world.
I would say, like, also with Serena Williams, you know, as a female athlete, myself, just like everyone else sitting here today, I think that even though Serena has earned her respect, she still is disrespected. I mean, you know, Serena's seen from her masculinity, you know, she has these big muscles. Everyone thinks that she's on steroids. They drug test her when she wins. And she fights through that and still, you know, displays Black excellence. And I think that that's something also that must be highlighted as well. So,
and also going into her personal life, I know when Serena came out with, you know, dating a white man, she got so much backlash and hate for that. And I really just feel like whenever, you know, NFL players are dating white women, nobody really has anything to say, but because she wants to marry somebody that she really is in love with, everybody hates on it and it's against it, which is just not okay.
I got a lot of answers for this one, but I would say for myself, as a female athlete, I play basketball, and I think embodying that excellence is like how I carry myself. You know, not only do I try my hardest to be an example, like referring to the question before, like my role model in sports was Serena Williams. I love Serena, and I think, you know, how she displays herself on and off the tennis court is very important. And for me, also, you know, doing the same thing, you know, being respectful on and off the basketball court is, you know, how I embody that Black excellence. But I also think that, you know, lifting each other up when you see another, not only person, but like a Black individual that's down about something, like lifting them up and giving them like good feedback, supporting one another, supporting Black businesses. I feel like that's very important and stuff. And then I also would say that like putting like myself in a position to pave the way for others in the future. Like we talk about all of our civil rights leaders and what they have done for African Americans. And for me, like I want to go to law school and become a lawyer. That's something that other Black people might be discouraged to do because they think it's too hard. They might not have those financial resources. So I think that like if I can do it and I can try to be that first one in my family to do it, or be that first one in my friend group to do it, I feel like that would, you know, help others want to be like, hey, if she did it, I could do it too. So I think that that's something that's important to me and how I embody Black excellence.
I embody Black excellence by being a leader on my campus. So me and a couple other athletes at UTSA started an organization called BASE, which allows Black athletes at UTSA come together and share a community. We realized that a lot of athletes at UTSA don't actually know each other because we're so separated, but I think being the first group of people to come together and make this organization happen we're actually like making history, and it's gonna be something that people years and years from now are gonna remember forever. That's something that me and the officers at BASE created and started.
I would say how I embody Black excellence. So I was actually the first Black cheer captain at my high school, and so I always think of it like, oh, like that little Black girl that's like sitting like, oh, I don't know if I could do that. She can see me, but like, oh, I can do that. I see her doing that. And so I always try to keep that in mind, because like I'm just me. You know, I'm just being a cheerleader doing what I love. But then I always see like a little Black girl. They're just like staring at me like in awe, because like I'm like, oh my God, wow, what's going on here? And I'm like, oh, like she's like, I'm inspiring her right now. I don't really notice that, because sometimes I'm like, oh, this is like hard. Like, why do I keep going every day? Like, why am I waking up to just kill my body over and over again? But I think, oh, it's because she wants to be me in the future. Like, she sees herself in me. So that kind of helps me keep pushing. And then also going back to the career thing, I'm like a nursing major, and I'll be like one of the first nurses like in my family. And so I feel like a lot of Black women, it's kind of scary to go to the hospital, because like they don't really know what they're gonna get, like what can of worms they're going to be receive. So I feel like seeing, like, whenever I see another black person, I'm like, oh, okay, comfort, you know? So I feel like if you're in a hospital and maybe you're about to deliver your baby or something, you see another black nurse in there with you, and like, she's a black woman that's about to give birth, she has a little bit of comfort, and she sees me, that I'm like, okay, I got you, I'm gonna help you. No, you're not dramatic. No, you're not theatrical. You're a woman going through, like, the most painful experience of your life. I have you. So that's just how I think I embody Black excellence.
Is there anything else you would like people to know?
Stay black, stay woke.
Would you like to elaborate on that?
How about be proud of, like, who you are and where you come from, and be proud of, like, your skin, and, like, just don't let anybody dim your light down just because of, like, the way that you look or the color of your skin. And know that you can do anything. Like, you can do it.
You're black. In every room that you stand in, you belong there. Like, 'cause I know it took me a minute to really felt like I belong there, especially because I grew up in a predominantly white high school, like, neighborhood and all that. Like, I was really the only black person in the room. So just know that you do belong there. And just because you don't see many of you, like, you still, like, everyone's staring at you. Like, you're taking up the attention. So don't, like, back down from that. Just own it.
Black don't crack. I have, like, a lot of thoughts, but I just don't know how to put them into words. I think for me, like, one piece of advice that I would give is just don't be afraid to speak up in those rooms. I think that what you said was a great point. Whether you agree or disagree, I feel like for me, when I'm in class, we've had some pretty heated debates about, you know, like, the Black Lives Matter movement, you know, talking about Black history. And I feel like it's okay to have a different opinion and to be able to speak up and educate people on the problems that we go through as African Americans. And maybe, you know, that person that doesn't agree with you now might agree with you after you share your experiences and your story, and just be you.
All right, guys, that's a wrap. Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black